What's up, humans? Ted Mattis here from Mango Dogs. Today we're going to talk about potty training your puppy or adult dog and why I hate pee pads. Oftentimes when people have a puppy, I suggest to crate train their puppy. The major reason why is obviously because puppies don't tend to do really well with a lot of freedom. They can chew on things, especially when they get into that teething stage. And it's really going to help when you're trying to get your puppy to use the bathroom outside of the house. Of course, the major reason why dogs use the bathroom inside, whether they're puppies or adult dogs, is because they have access to using the bathroom inside the house. When using things like pee pads, oftentimes people think this is a good transition from using the bathroom inside the house to outside the house. But it's a step that doesn't need to happen in the first place. The thing is it actually becomes much more difficult to train your dog to use the bathroom outside once they've been trained to use the bathroom inside, even if it's on a pee pad. Now, like it or not, when you train your dog to pee inside, you're telling them it's okay and it's actually something that you want them to do. Apart from that, there's another major issue, which is if your dog does not 100% always pee on the pee pad, there will be some form of contamination inside the house, and that contamination can be very difficult to get rid of. So in a dog's urine, there's going to be all kinds of living organisms and stuff like that the average cleaning supplies are just not going to be able to eliminate fully, which means if you train your dog to use the bathroom inside, then it is also going to be very likely that there's going to be sources of urine that are going to make it more difficult for your dog to not pee inside because they're constantly going to be smelling every time they walk by that place where they used to use the bathroom and maybe they missed the pee pad. So I can definitely sympathize with people who have smaller dogs and they say, my dog doesn't like to use the bathroom outside. Well, the thing is that you're going to have to teach them to use the bathroom outside. And they're going to struggle a lot more if you teach them to pee inside and then teach them to pee outside. So if you have a small dog, shovel a path if there's snow outside in the winter, depending on where you live, and have them use the bathroom outside. It's just a little bit more work, but it'll save you a lot of work over the long term. If you have a dog that's easy to potty train, they will pretty much potty train themselves outside. Take them outside, wait until they stop using the bathroom, and then reinforce them. You don't want to be telling your dog, good boy, when they're halfway through their pee, because they might stop, and then they're, anticipating a treat, at which point that can potentially be an issue, because then they're only half done peeing, and then they can come back inside the house and finish urinating. The major reason why dogs use the bathroom inside is because they were trained to pee inside and they can struggle with that. And the other reason why is because people oftentimes don't give their dogs enough restriction within the home. This is why crate training can be so beneficial. If you're struggling with this with either your puppy or adult dog, you're gonna have to do crate training. There's no way around it. Some dogs take to crate training very well. Some of them struggle with it a little bit more, but it is an essential tool in getting your dog to use the bathroom outside. If you're really struggling with it, there is a protocol that you can use that it will help essentially every dog, but so few people follow it because it's very restrictive. You have to remember that if you restrict your dog's freedom over the short term, it's very beneficial for the long term, and that your dog will have more freedom over the long term. So just keep that in mind. Short term, less freedom. Long term, more freedom. So what are you going to do? Have your dog sleep in the crate, get up, especially if your dog is a puppy and their bladder isn't fully developed, and take them out to use the bathroom every maybe 3 or so hours. If your dog can wait a little bit longer, maybe just get up one time in the middle of the night, maybe around 3, 4 a.m., take them out, and then boom, right back into the dog crate. If you give them too much freedom, they might just get up in the middle of the night and decide, oh, I'm just going to go pee over here. And you'll probably sleep right through it. You won't even know that it's happening until the morning time. And then the damage is already done and your dog is starting to get into a bad habit. So what you want to do is you want to go directly from the crate outside, which means if you're getting up in the middle of the night, or even if this is during the daytime, what you want to remember is your shoes and your jacket, everything needs to be put on. Have your leash with you, open the crate door, boom, the leash goes on, and the dog goes directly outside. What a lot of people will do is they'll take the dog, they open the crate door, and then the dog runs up to the front door. They're about to go outside because they want to pee, and then the owner is putting on their shoes and zipping up their jacket, and then the dog will pee right there at the front door. Again, we don't want that. You want to get ready, clip the leash on, the dog goes out directly. If you're even more concerned about it, you can literally, if the dog's of the size where you can pick them up, you can put the leash on, pick them up, and then they can go directly outside. Now, here's where most people go wrong. Especially in the daytime, what a lot of people do is they will take their dog outside to use the bathroom, and if the dog does not use the bathroom, then they bring the dog inside the house, and then they give the dog ultimate freedom. This is something that a lot of people do incorrectly, and I get calls all the time from well-meaning dog owners that are struggling with potty training their dogs, and almost exclusively I'll see the same problem over and over and over. They'll say, you know what, I take him outside, I'm out there for 15 minutes, he won't use the bathroom, it doesn't matter how long I stay out there, I'll take him inside, and then he pees inside the house. Here's what you need to do. You need to take your crate from the bedroom. Maybe in the morning time, you put it near the front door, and then when you take your dog outside, if your dog does not use the bathroom outside, you're going to clip the leash on the dog, bring them inside, and put them directly back in the crate. Leave them in there for another hour, 2, 3, depending on your dog, and then you go again with the leash, go directly outside. The vast majority of dogs will use the bathroom when you take them outside the second time, because most dogs won't pee inside the crate, and so they will start to learn that unless I use the bathroom outside, I don't get freedom inside anymore. So when you get them into a good pattern, they're going outside and they're peeing, they will figure out pretty quickly, unless I use the bathroom outside, I'm going directly back into the crate. When you start to have some good success here, then you can start to give your dog a little bit more freedom inside the house, at which point you want to tether your dog to you. Make sure that you have a leash that's connected to your belt so that they're going to always be with you. Some dogs will use the bathroom right beside their owners, and that does happen. There are contexts and situations where I think it is beneficial to correct dogs for peeing inside the house, but the vast majority of the time, unless it's extenuating circumstances, when you take your dog out to pee, if they do not use the bathroom, put them inside the crate, they will learn, and then don't give them ultimate freedom once again. Allow them to have freedom to just walk around in the house with you as you are cooking dinner, as you are even bring them in the bathroom with you, whatever you have to do, and make sure that they're going to be tethered with you so they have some freedom, but they're not just running around. Because as dog trainers, we oftentimes will see dogs that will basically, they use the bathroom outside, and then 5, 10, 15, 25 minutes later, they will just walk into the other room, and then they'll use the bathroom, and you won't even know it until maybe 2 days later. So you have to restrict their ability to have access to freedom, because if you don't, they can oftentimes get into these negative patterns, and then there can be issues. So that's just a little bit of information on what to do with your puppy if you're really struggling. This also works with older dogs. If there is extenuating circumstances where your puppy is peeing inside the crate or using the bathroom in the crate constantly, that can also bring in some issues, and you might need to call in a trainer for something like that. It can be a little bit more difficult. But for the most part, make sure that they use the bathroom outside. If not, boom, they go directly back in the crate. They'll get into a better pattern. And once you start giving them some freedom, don't give them ultimate freedom to run around, run into a room, and just use the bathroom behind the couch, because a lot of dogs will do that. Have them earn their freedom inside the house, and before you know it, your dog will be consistently using the bathroom outside. I hope you found this video to be beneficial. If you have any questions, post them below, of course, in the comment section. Or if you have any tips for other dog owners, of course, feel free to post them. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.